Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, some energy. Good morning. Praise the name of the Lord. We would like to welcome you to yet again the 33rd edition of the weekly press and public engagement at the Uganda Law Society Secretariat. We would like to thank you so much for making time to attend this session. We would like to thank the members present and those that are online, a very big following on X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, and on Facebook. We'd like to thank you for making time. My name is Robert Benon Jirua, a litigation officer at the Uganda Law Society in the Rule of Law Department. This is the Radical New Bar coming to you live at the Uganda Law Society Secretariat House. Ladies and gentlemen, as it is and has always been for the past 32 editions, this is the 33rd, as has already been said. We are here to bring you an action-packed day with quite a number of items up for discussion and appreciation, as it is part of the mandate of the Uganda Law Society as captured in the Uganda Law Society Act under Section 3 to ensure access to justice and to help the government to administer justice. But before we go any further, we would like to usher the day into the Lord's hands by having an opening prayer that is going to come to us through one staff member, Miss Martha, who is going to give us an opening prayer, and thereafter we shall continue with the program. Please, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Praise the Lord. Good morning. Let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Father, we give you praise and adoration. We thank you for who you are. You are great and excellent. This is the day that you have made, that we rejoice and be glad. We thank you for this yet another session of the Rnblive. We commit it into your hands, O King of Glory. We thank you for our guests that we have today, and we pray that your wisdom will work in them today, even as they share with us, O King of Glory. And we pray that today will be fruitful. We give you praise and glory in Jesus' name.
Thank you for that very powerful prayer. We'd like to acknowledge that the Lord is in this house, and he has always been like he has always been for all this time. Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be action-packed. Like we said, we have a lot of things to offer you, both the public and the members. We are very aware that we are still moving just after the most recent Tech Fest 2 weeks ago. There's a lot in stock for us. We're going to have a brief program, and the program is going to feature quite a number of things. We're going to have a launch of the digital transformation level up courses for lawyers following the memorandum of understanding that was entered between UTAMU University and the Uganda Law Society. We're going to have Digital Excellence Award presented to the Law Development Center, as was one of the items and awards that was issued, as you remember, from the Tech Fest, which was 2 weeks ago. We shall have a presentation of the passport, as we picked up also from the Tech Fest. We are picking up from the Tech Fest mostly to the member who won the Bang the Trip for 2 prize. That was in regard to a trip to Canada by one of the members who won, and he's also in the house. We shall eventually have a special Treasury update from our treasurer of the Uganda Law Society. We shall have a pre-launch of the Uganda's bid to host the 26th Commonwealth Law Conference 2029, a moment of question and answer, and also finally closing remarks, and we shall have to end the day. But as we begin the session, we would like to welcome the member from the Rule of Law Department who is going to read for us welcome remarks from the Chief Executive Officer of the Uganda Law Society, Miss Christina Wari, who is indisposed but has sent a message through one Gwenny. Please receive the message or welcome remarks from the CEO of the Uganda Law Society. Thank you.
Good morning to you all. My name is Patience Gweni. I serve as a legal officer under Rule of Law, ULS. The CEO is not able to join us this morning, but allow me to read her remarks verbatim. Special guest today, Professor Venansius Baryamureeba, Advocate and Member Paul Muchibi, Mr. Emmanuel Ilukor, Mr. Henry Bukenya, Mr. Paul Mugabo, all our council members joining us online, those joining us also physically, members of the ULS, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I warmly welcome you to the 33rd Rnblive weekly press and public engagement. Today's Rnb is one of a kind, with a lineup of distinguished guests whom we are honored to host. In a special way, I thank all our ULS members and the general public that has been closely following our Rnb weekly series since its inception in January this year. Thank you all our members for making time to join us for these important discussions. We value your presence and input to these discussions. Today we have 5 issues. 1, the launch of the digital transformation level up courses for lawyers. And we are honored to host our very own Professor Venansius Baryamureeba, who has been here with us, I think, once before. We shall also be presenting the Digital Excellence Award to Law Development Center, Department of Law Reporting, Research and Law Reform, as well as other honorees. Thirdly, also from the Tech Fest, we shall be presenting a passport and travel package for Cape Town to Mr. Emmanuel Ilukor, who was our Tech Fest winner, and this shall be done by a D&E Tours and Travel Agency. Number 4, we shall be having our ULS Treasurer, Mr. Isiko. He'll take us through a special Treasury update on the national, regional, and international affiliation programs. And then lastly, we shall have a pre-launch of Uganda's bid to host the 26th Commonwealth Law Conference by Uganda Tourism Board. Those are the 2 gentlemen who are joining us today. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you all for being here today. Thank you our members who consistently join us every week for these important discussions. You're all very welcome to the ULS, and I wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Christina Wari, for those very, very insightful remarks. We want to appreciate your welcome. We feel very welcome in this house, like it has always been. Thank you so much, Ms. Gweni, for the message delivered, well delivered. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move forth, we still continue to thank you. We are going to move straight into the program. Our first agenda item is to follow up, like I said before, the MOU that was signed between UTAMU and the Uganda Law Society. That was, in summary, to offer courses to the Uganda Law Society members and staff in order to enhance their digital skills as well as catch up with digital transformation, as is one of our key tenets in the campaign that took place 1 year ago. We also very much and very often spoke of digital transformation, and if you can realize, we are moving on with that program. Today, we're here to launch the digital transformation level up courses for the lawyers, and we are going to invite the head of department, members affairs and professional development, Ms. Doreen Atkunda, to take us through the agenda item, and she's going to be in position to lead us through the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Robert. Good morning to you all and our dear guests here. All protocol observed. I'm just here to basically say thank you to the Professor for being part of our inaugural Digital Transformation Festival that was held 2 weeks ago. We congratulate him as well on signing the MOU with the Uganda Law Society and UTAMU, and we are pleased to be part of the first beneficiaries of this MOU, and we are eager to see the beginning of this journey, and it's my singular honor right now to invite our Professor Venansius Baryamureeba, the board chairperson of UTAMU. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The CEO in absentia, the president, the president is online, so I'll start with the president, the most perpendicular president. Isaac Semakade, the CEO, the council members, the press, the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me request Professor Junju. He's a professor of artificial intelligence. Stand up and come forward. He also serves as the Vice Chancellor of UTAMU. So he's going to be one of the key instructors. Then let me ask Senior Counsel Paul Muchibi, whom you all know, from LDC, from the legal fraternity, to come up here. He's been so much into ICT and law. Now we are joining him to ensure that we take it further. Let me ask Dr. Simon Peter to come forward. The most perpendicular vice president has entered. I will let him even first give remarks before I speak. Please come, the most perpendicular. Please come. Even Edmond is here, please. I call him young man. He grew up so well from Eastern Uganda. He has a PhD in artificial intelligence. You may think he's just finishing his bachelor's. Yeah, so he's also one of the senior instructors on this program. And of course, allow each one of them to introduce themselves properly, but briefly. That's all. Zizkitak is not here, right? He's not here. So we are going to be very brief. The most perpendicular vice president. You don't want to speak to your people. Speak to your people. I don't want to be taken like I've hijacked your house.
Professor, at this rate, we need to give you an office here, because the members must adopt the coordination office. The members, this is the digital transformation. Well, a good morning to everyone. Morning to and to our guests today. We do not take this for granted. Thank you very much. We have a long lineup. I'm sure Robert has taken us through. But for now, I'll just welcome you to the ULS house. This is where everything happens. This is where we radically approach every issue that comes before us. And as you're aware, some of you have been following every Thursday we hear, not just discussing any other matter, but important matters that fall within Section 3 of our Law Society Act. And I don't want to preempt what we're going to discuss later. For now, let me just welcome you, and I wish everyone a fruitful engagement as we proceed with the topics. And for our partners, especially UTAMU, Professor and the team, we do appreciate, we do thank you very much for stepping up. You may not know the other time, the last time I had Professor here, he said that we're taking him too fast, the speed is too much. But I think when he realized the speed was too much, he engaged year number 1. When we were still number 2, engaged number 1. And that's how we're able to be here at this stage, launching the most, some of these courses for the members, because we meant what we were saying. We're not just talking, we meant it, and now we are taking action. Thank you very much, and I hope we'll have more fruitful engagements by the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the most perpendicular Vice President. For me, this is a new day. I mean, what is happening today is going to revolutionize what we are going to launch. It's going to revolutionize access to justice. And also, ADR, if you're looking at alternative dispute resolution, with the skills we are going to talk about today, almost everybody will access justice, and in a timely manner. I used to see these things in the courts where people say, justice delayed is justice denied. but, but still people wait for 5-10 years before even they get the ruling or the judgment. So let me ask the VC, everybody who is here, they will introduce themselves, but they'll still speak briefly to tell you why we are here. The VC of Uganda Technology and Management University, which is well known as UTAMU. He's a Professor Junju. He's a professor of artificial intelligence, and one of the courses is in artificial intelligence. Even digital literacy, where we focus on digital skills, is also an ICT course. So he'll also be one of the instructors on that one. So for us, our academic staff in administration teach, because if you don't teach, you become stale. So he's going to be one of the instructors on this course. Professor Junju, please. You have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Baryamureeba, for that insightful introduction. And I would like to acknowledge the most perpendicular, the President and the Vice President who is here with us. And all protocol is observed. It's a pleasure to be with you today to launch these prestigious programs. These are postgraduate certificates designed to specifically to support and empower our Ugandan lawyers. The legal profession is changing rapidly. And of course, the speed at which the legal profession is changing is in line with the technology. Technology is now central to how we work, serve clients, and resolve legal challenges. So from digital tools to artificial intelligence, the skills lawyers need today are not just technical, they are just strategic tools, such as artificial intelligence tools, digital tools. So these new programs that we have designed specifically for the Ugandan lawyers respond to this need. They focus on digital literacy and artificial intelligence, offering practical, relevant training tailored to legal professionals. Whether you are in private practice, corporate law, government, or judicial, these courses will help you work smarter, stay secure, and deliver better services to your clients in a timely manner. They are short, focused, and built with the Ugandan legal context in mind. So allow me to briefly introduce you to these courses. So these courses address the following, the growing digital gap in the legal practice. So you gain, when you enroll to the digital literacy course, you gain hands-on knowledge in digital tools, online legal research, data protection, cybersecurity, and digital communication. You will improve the client service. They will help you to improve the client service, secure document handling, and digital case management. They will equip yourself, they will keep you with paperless, technical, integrated legal environment, just to ease and to speed up the legal practice within your firms. So the postgraduate certificate in AI is just a foundational course that will introduce you to the principles of artificial intelligence and how they are shaping the legal systems. You learn how AI supports legal research, contract review, document review, litigation prediction, and compliance. So you understand the ethical and the regulatory issues involved in the AI use, and learn how to work effectively with the AI-powered tools with safeguarding due process and the rule of law. So really, I want to encourage you to enroll to these courses. And these courses are not just normal courses. These are hands-on courses whereby all our teaching will focus to you as a student. And of course, we are going to just facilitate, provide you with the right material, the right environment for you to make sure you can sit and learn the right tools, the right skills that are needed within your legal practice or professional. So these programs are more than academic. They are practical, timely, and rooted in the realities of the legal practices in Uganda. So as a legal professional, if we don't adapt, we risk being left behind. But if we embrace these tools, these digital tools, digital literacy tools, AI tools, we will lead the future of the law in Uganda. These are the tools for tomorrow's legal practice, designed for you in your context to meet evolving needs within your environment. So let us take this space forward and join these courses. We as UTAMU, we are ready for you. We have well-trained professional instructors, professors. You'll be trained by professors, doctors, and of course, senior lecturers that will help you and equip you and, be ready for the job market. Thank you very much.
As he spoke, he reminded me whenever lawyers or advocates are going to court, you see them having so many files, At times say, please bring my file. At times they have personal assistants carrying the files, But you've started e-filing. So with digital literacy, if you finish that training, you don't have to have a file. You can have your file just on your phone or your iPad, because everything can be stored in the cloud. You don't have to worry about, is this file missing? You are searching all over the place. Everything just get it, it's securely stored for you. Yeah? We want you to move with your office wherever you go, whether in UK, in South Africa, even on holiday. So you're able to check everything just by just using your phone or using a laptop, whatever it is, So we think that we need to modernize and work differently. So I don't want to give a speech, but let me invite Senior Counsel here, who is one of your well-known advocates of ICT and law, to really tell you why this training is very important.
Thank you, Professor. The most perpendicular President, Isaac Kesemakade. Most perpendicular Vice President, Mr. Asimwe Anthony. Our Governor, the Honorable Treasurer, Isiko. Council members present online and physically. Our special guests, including Professor Muiz and the team, members of ULS, I greet you all. Mine is very simple. You know me, Paul Muchivi is my name. I head Department of Law Reporting Research and Reform at LDC, and also work with the Judiciary Ecumis Committee, representing ULS on matters of integrating ICT in the legal practice. My interest is twofold. One is integrating ICT in the legal world. I've been on this for now about 4 years, and my doctorate studies, that is what I'm doing. And it is a very serious issue. When we started this campaign way back in 2022, the major problem was dealing with change management, to convince lawyers that you can now leave the comfort of your files, the comfort of your chambers, the comfort of moving from one courtroom to another, to operating virtually, wasn't an easy job. But where we are, we have at least achieved change management. It is working out. One of the challenges we are having is little domestic literature in this area. And I'm writing a book on this. I will let you know when it will be launched. And I've also started working on the practice manual for e-filing rules, which are already in place, integrating them in practice and how courts can apply them. Just like you see the civil procedure rules. These are e-filing, e-service, and e-proceedings rules. So we are also dealing them the way we deal with the civil procedure rules, but in an electronic environment. In the 4 years we've been on this campaign, the biggest challenge I've seen has been digital literacy. And we had a very big gap in this area, given that most of us, our training was purely manual in law schools, and even most of the years of practice. So we really had a challenge, and the way God does things, when we had a peer review summit at LDC, I said, let me invite Professor Bali on this event, because we are looking at a bigger picture. And these are some of the areas that were being discussed in that peer review summit. And we've realized we had a resource in the house in the summit. And that's how the background starts up to where we are now. And I'm happy that we are now ready to deal with the issue of digital literacy. So many members have been making calls for this. not only on the bar, even on the bench. Majority have been asking, can't we have training on digital literacy, different courses? Some want short, others even long-term courses in this area, seriously. And we've been struggling. We thank ULS and the current council and the president. The way they've driven this issue very fast. I've been publishing so much on ICT and the law. I write journals and publish them in very, very prominent journals. But even when you share, lawyers don't read. They feel the journals are too long for them. Now I moved from journals to flyers. I just share a flyer on dangers of AI, dangers of using AI without authenticating sources. Just share a flyer, that one they will read for the time being. So we are trying to see, we adopt all means to make this literacy possible, to also make the efforts realized. We have so many things that are outdated in our practice. On the bar and the bench, the judiciary is still struggling with the court assessors. Those court assessors have been abandoned in most jurisdictions. AI assistants are doing their work perfectly in other jurisdictions. One time I wrote a small article, about 3 pages, concerning AI assistants in other jurisdictions like China, how they are working, very effective. We are still struggling with the court clerks. We no longer need them with the AI. AI assistant can do the work. The danger here in Africa that when we talk about AI assistant, now we want them to replace us. We delegate everything to them and think what they do is final without authentication and what have you. So this is the training we want to inculcate and see that we soften our practice. Why should a judge have 100 files pending delivery of judgment for 5 years? Why? It's because everything is being done manually. It is very hard. The population of Uganda today is very high. Disputes are so many. So we need to devise and use technology. I like the speed the Vice President has talked about and Professor, because technology never waits. We have to move with its what? Speed. So if we wait, by the time we start, what we are starting has already gone out of place. So we need all to inculcate. We need to like this idea. We are lucky. We are getting these skills locally, domestically, and at affordable rates. So let's all embrace and see how we move forward with this journey. Thank you.
You've heard from him. So I think even my speech will be even much shorter. It might be one sentence. But as he was speaking, I remembered somebody. This is a friend who was in Kasese, and he wanted a good lawyer. He had a serious case, and he could not get one in Kasese, so he had to get one in Kampala. Every time there was a court hearing, he would pay the lawyer at least 1.2 million shillings. And at the end of the day, he had to give up and get one from Barara. It still became very expensive. So just imagine how ICT can make it possible that I can be in Kasese and access a good lawyer here in Kampala. Or I can even access a Ugandan lawyer who is having a practicing certificate here, but has moved to UK, but is still practicing here locally, So I think ICT has come to stay, and we need to embrace it. So the good thing is that what we have designed is catering for everybody. It is self-paced, it's modular. You can take one module at a time until when you finish everything, and then you get your certificate. But let me request counsel here to introduce himself, and also he's in ICT and law. So, most of these guys who have adopted ICT and law are younger like me.
Yes, good morning. I won't say much. Allow me adopt the protocol that has been established. My name is Edmond Babalanda, and I am the Tech and AI lead at ALP East Africa. I specialize in artificial intelligence, tech law, digital rights litigation, and general dispute resolution. I'm happy to be here and happy to be part of the team, because the training is very important. If you've not read the IBA report on AI, the one that was issued last year, the future is now artificial intelligence and the legal profession. It opens your eyes to see that it is very important for advocates and lawyers to understand this entire thing called artificial intelligence. So whenever you wake up every day, whenever you are doing research, whenever you go to that platform or tool and you prompt it to get answers and to give you, solutions, ask yourself, what risks am I being exposed to? What risks am I exposing to my client? How do I avert any risks? And what basis am I relying on for me to use this platform? So the knowledge is important for us not just to know the risks, but also to understand, so that we know that what we are dealing with is going to stay forever and not just for that time when you need it to give you a solution. So thank you very much. I'm happy to be part of the team. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. He's reminded me, he said he's special in certain areas. He reminded me of some people I had a discussion with 2 weeks ago. And we're having this discussion, and they are lawyers. And at first they thought that all the instructors should be lawyers. And then we started discussing courses like commercial law that is taught on Bachelor of Commerce or MSc in Accounting and Finance, environmental law that we teach on the MSc in Environment. Like when you look at human resource management, they teach employment law and so on. But despite the fact they have this word, environment, they are not taught by environmentalists, isn't it? They are law courses, and they are taught by lawyers. But if you are going to teach it as an environmental specialist, you must have done what? Also law, or done that course and pass it highly. So, like what we are presenting here, when we talk about digital literacy or artificial intelligence is the branch of computer science. So, digital literacy also, it can be taught to engineers, it can be taught to lawyers, it can be taught to anybody. The same thing applies to artificial intelligence. So, to anybody. But now, this very training, we are customizing it to lawyers. That's why we say digital skills for lawyers, AI for lawyers. And because we are customizing it for lawyers, that's why we are having the legal professionals to bring in the real case studies, the real examples, to make you even know how important it is, how helpful it will be. If you say it's going to, you can use it in ADR, you say, okay, how? But one of them will have used it and will tell you how good it is. So we don't want to be theoretical, we want to be practical. That's why we have them. But otherwise, the core faculty that are supposed to teach these courses, they are ICT professionals, and we have them, and they are very senior. I've introduced 2 professors. I'm also going to teach on this course, and I'm very interested. I started teaching artificial intelligence in 1994, when I just finished my bachelor's and I went abroad for my master's. So, but before I say my one sentence remark, let me ask Dr. Simon Peter, The Rock. You know The Rock? So I tell him he looks so young, but he has his PhD in artificial intelligence. So to speak to us, and then I will wind up, and then we can go to the next session.
Thank you very much, Professor Baryamureeba, the leadership of Uganda Law Society in your respective capacities, and the fraternity of ULS, the team from UTAMU. Good morning. Simon Peter Habusi, and I'm very much.
Sure, I think bending a lot. Maybe I do like this.
Thank you.
And push it a bit here, maybe.
Thank you. I'm Simon Peter Habusi. I'm very much delighted to be part of this team. As you're very much aware, artificial intelligence, just a concept coined in 1955 by John McCarthy, has grown so much that it's affecting all our lives in every sphere that we survive. And so, the legal profession hasn't been left out. And because of this, I believe that the postgraduate certificate in artificial intelligence is going to give us the knowledge, the practical skills, and the legal frameworks that will enable us to automate the various operations in our practices, but also use AI in a responsible and efficient manner. Vice Chancellor summarized the overview of the program. However, I'll just give a few insights on some of the things that we intend to tackle. One of the most core issues that we want to tackle is the issue of digital evidence, the issue of deep fakes, and the issue of fake data that we see today. So with the generative AI, it has the ability to generate data, and that's why we call it generative AI. Some of the things that you hear about generative AI are large language models. And so we are seeing a lot of data, either videos or audios or even text, images that are flying all over social media and everywhere about something that may not even be true. So this program is going to enable us to understand how to generate this data using the AI tools. Then after knowing how to generate this data, it's going to teach us how to validate the authenticity of this data. Take an example, you're given some video or audio or sound, or text about a case as evidence in courts of law. And then, you're supposed to use it in your litigation. However, without the AI knowledge, you will not be able to, to tell if this video was generated by AI or it was actually generated by the person themselves. So we want to use this program to equip our legal professionals to know how to generate this data themselves, but also be able to validate this data so that the digital evidence is binding. Take an example, you're given financial records of, say, an MP or maybe some officer or a manager somewhere, and you're told that they have, stolen so much. Yeah, there is no way you can tell if this data is correct or not unless you know AI. In any case, we just based on word of mouth, right? And the trust of the people you have that have brought that data to you. So we want to teach this program such that you're able to use what we call anomaly detection technologies, where you're able to tell fake data and real data. We can tell even data that has been altered in some way to fit a certain intention. So I just wanted to emphasize on these key issues so that we can appreciate that this is a program that is here to transform the legal practice and indeed, as Professor said, ensure that justice is not delayed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Valentine, just come. I'm not going to give you time to speak. I was given 10 minutes for speech, but I want to introduce you so that they have actually said what I wanted to say. So for me, I'm just going to say thank you and I end. But let Valentine come here. If you look at in the whole of this room, he's the shortest. So stand this side and I introduce you. Valentine, he has a first-class law degree from Guru University. He just finished his LDC at Makerere, at LDC, and he's yet to become an advocate. So, but he has finished. But what's interesting about him is that when he was doing his bachelor's, he was following several courses in ICT related to law. So it's like he has had more than 10 trainings. But right now, we have him on a Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering. He wants even to do software engineering at bachelor's level so that he can integrate ICT and law. People who wanted to be very good commercial lawyers, they used to do Bachelor of Commerce and then do Bachelor of Laws, you remember? So even when you want to be a good environmental lawyer, at times you do a Bachelor of Environment and also go back and do the Bachelor of Laws and so on. So, but in the future we are going to have programs that are going to be multidisciplinary, where you are a lawyer, but also done ICT and so on. In America, Canada, and other places where law is a second degree, that was solved. Because right now with AI, most of the guys who want to work in this area, they do Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, they do Bachelor of Software Engineering, they do Bachelor of Computer Security and Forensics, all those. And then they come and do the Bachelor of Laws. So by the time they finish the Bachelor of Laws, they have all the knowledge they need. So Valentine, I don't want to say that I didn't ask you. Just say hello, and then I close, and then I hand over the microphone again. At least you are shorter, so you don't have to bend, please.
Thank you very much. Protocol observed. I want to thank Professor Venansius for basically listening, because if he was not a listening person, I don't think we would have met. When I first introduced myself to him and the team, he kept on getting ideas from me on to get more knowledge on the extent of knowledge. And when he got to know that I'm actually one of his students, he picked interest in building my skills towards the legal applications of artificial intelligence. So I believe this course is actually going to be relevant to the legal profession in very many ways. And I want to thank the team for bringing this idea forward and implementing it. Thank you.
Now, finally, I will not invite another person. No, I won't. I'm just winding up. I don't want to use a lot of time. I know these people have a press conference and they always observe time, and I do. But this topic of what we are discussing today is very, very important. We want to ensure that actually every lawyer, every judicial officer out there understands the importance of this. Because like I told you, that artificial intelligence is the branch of computer science. And it aims at like coming up with machines that can do what you require to do with human intelligence. You know, that's why we teach machine learning as part of artificial intelligence. Machines have to learn. Like a machine runs like a human being. That's why you are seeing cars by Elon Musk, driverless. The machines are driving them. They learn how to drive and then they start driving. So artificial intelligence is so, so important. And so what we are doing here is that you are having human intelligence, like a person doing research for a law firm, but you are saying can train a machine also, and then you have that in form of an AI assistant, and that AI assistant will even do a much better job. All you have to do is to validate, as you are told. So the two courses we are launching, they're actually certificates. We are launching the certificate in digital literacy, because we are focusing on people who have a bachelor's degree in law. So these are postgraduate certificates. The second certificate is the certificate in artificial intelligence for lawyers. And these two courses are very, very important. You need both of them. The certificate in digital literacy is a foundational course. It will help you to work smarter. But when you train AI, it will enrich your practice, your legal practice. You know? So I want to encourage all of you. At this time, we are focusing on lawyers and even those who have graduated from university with a Bachelor of Laws. We want to train them because finally they are going to end up where? They are going to end up as members of Uganda Law Society. So to us, this is important. And the training is going to be very flexible. You can study in the evening. You can study over the weekend. You can study during the day. But we're also going to have it fully developed as e-learning training in our system that will be self-paced. Even when we do the lectures, you're going to the system and find the recordings there. If you missed a course, you can still attend on your own. So that's how flexible shall be. And as we discussed, as we said here at the meeting, we said we shall agree on the fees for these trainings with the Uganda Law Society. And when we came here with the fees which we thought were affordable, they still did discounts. They discounted them, and I appreciate that because they said we want everybody to access this training. So we also said, since we have discounted them, we shall also discount them further. You know, discount on a discount. So the fees you see there on the brochures, the 1.2 million shillings for the certificate in artificial intelligence for lawyers, and the 1 million for digital literacy certificate. If you pay between now and 10th of September, and you pay at least 500,000 on each course, you'll get a further discount of 200,000. And we shall be conducting these trainings every quarter. So it is self-paced. If you are not able to finish within a quarter, we'll still allow you the same amount of money to train on the following quarter. You'll have a total of 1 year within which 4 quarters to train and finish this course. Those who need customized training in your offices, we shall look into it. And I encourage the senior councils, if you are busy in your law firm, get you call them, I see the word is associate partners, right? Get the associate partners to come immediately, because they'll spread the gospel to you. They'll tell you what you are missing, and they'll make things different in your chambers. But we want also the seniors to come. I told you last time that when I started doing what we call digital literacy here now for lawyers, I did it for professors at Mackay University in 2001 up to 2007. We started with the vice chancellor, the deans, the professors, the heads of departments, and they trained. And that's why if you meet any of those guys, any of those professors, I mean, you can't believe me, think they did a PhD like in computer science. They have used that knowledge to enrich themselves. So when we train you in digital literacy, or we train you in artificial intelligence, you don't have to come back. There can always be refresher courses, but you can always learn on your own because you have enough skills to be a lifelong learner. And now there are people you admire in the legal profession. There are some I see you talking about, even somebody told him about some white guy. Once you start training, those guys will, even in the course of our training, we shall give them spaces to speak to you, to speak to different topics here and there, different examples. But I think this digital kind of conference you've been having will continue. They'll be called upon to come and, talk, speak to you, and you'll be able to share your experience of where you are at that time. So I don't want to give a speech. I want to thank you so much. And I want to tell you that registration, application is open. We are ready to train. And the moment you get a reasonable number, even by 10 September, the training will start. But regardless of the number we get, in September, we are going to start this training. The inaugural lectures will start, and we shall inform those who have registered. And there's more information you can get from URC, because also don't want to say we are training a lawyer when some of them have forged documents. So if you get a recommendation from URC, and you attach your membership ID, we shall waive the 50,000 application fee. That also will be waived. Because that also helps us to know we are training the right people. We don't want just to train anybody. Yeah. So with that, I want to thank you and hand over the microphone back to the MC. The MC has gone. He wants me to continue talking. Okay. I hand over to you.
A round of applause for the team that is walking away. Well, these have been very, very distinguished guests before us. You know, you never know them until they come to introduce themselves. We were crisscrossing each other, not knowing that you're moving with a professor, you're moving with a doctor. So Dr. Simon Peter, Valentine, Paul Muchibi, Professor Baryamureeba, Professor Junju. I moved with you sometime recently at a launch at Adligo, and we were very honored to have you there. Edmund, we had you also at Adligo when they were launching that report. We don't take it for granted. We want to thank you for making time and also advancing that opportunity. Lawyers, imagine how much discount we have gotten. Certificates in digital literacy and artificial intelligence are foundational. Of course, we fear in courts things to do with IT, but now the law and technology have gotten married. There is no way we can avoid them. The Tech Fest was the biggest of them for us to show what is happening, and our cameraman has featured some information on the screen. What Professor has been speaking about is also on the website, on the ULS website and the UTAMU website. Kindly feel free to visit the website and espouse yourself with that knowledge so that we can make it easier for the lawyers. And also, as Professor or Mr. Muchibi said, there is a lot of information coming from LDC. There are fly notes, there are journals. Let's try to equip ourselves with knowledge and also digital skills. I think there's nothing more you can ask for from the ULS apart from empowering you. We handle membership, but we also have chosen to empower members practically with digital skills and tools. Thank you so much once again, UTAMU. We are very honored both for the MOU and also for coming to break down exactly what the MOU is going to entail and offering us these opportunities. We shall believe that we shall take them with both hands and make sure we make the world and legal practice in Uganda and beyond much better. Thank you so much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are up for the next agenda item, and we have the Vice President of the Uganda Law Society with us here, who walked in the course of the function. And our next agenda item is still to follow up on the Tech Fest, in which we awarded so many different honorees who have excelled in digital transformation. And without further ado, we would like to offer, or rather hand over, these particular awards to the individuals that are in here. We are going to, in a very special way, look into the award that was given or presented to the Law Development Center, the Department of Law Reporting, Research and Law Reform. That is the one in charge of LDC legal alerts. If you're aware, there is always a little bit of information, like Mr. Muchibi has said. Legal alerts are always coming on our phones, those that are registered, those that are members, and we're also hoping that on Twitter there are also those that get them without necessarily being members. But the most important thing is that we want to make sure we recognize those that give a lot of time to espousing knowledge and access to justice in practice of the Uganda Law Society Section 3 mandate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take the singular honor to welcome the Vice President of the Uganda Law Society, Advocate Anthony Asimwe, to present these awards. Of course, there is going to be one that will go to the LDC, as we have recognized, but then also there is going to be one that will be given to Honorable Naigaga Winfred Chobika, who is the Chief Magistrate of Nsangi Chief Magistrate's Court, and in the presence of the Vice President, we shall get better details of how it's going to be done, as well as Mr. Guchina, who is in the house as well. Let's embrace what it's called recognition, so that we can be encouraged, please. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the Uganda Law Society, Advocate Anthony Asimwe.
All right, thank you very much, Robert. But before I move on to that particular agenda item, please let's appreciate once again UTAMU, Professor, and the team. And just like he said, while having discussions on these new courses, which we feel if every lawyer, every member of the bar should undertake and should improve. We had so many questions, and Professor said that, you see, the reason we have some lawyers on the, on the brochure and on our team is because, we're dealing with lawyers, but there are so many people, especially those who are tech savvy, who are not lawyers. A few of them are lawyers. And the question we had and why we decided to embrace this was, where will that leave us if even our clients now decide to go take serve and they leave us? And interesting, when he was speaking here, I was laughing because you realized I walked in late and I was from court. Now, I went to a court which has ICMIS, but unfortunately, not everything has been, been put on ICMIS, has been adopted, and I went with a suitcase of files. That is a disclosure, where the state disclosed to me about 8 files, very big, this volume, and I have to peruse everything, even while proceeding. And people see you entering court with a suitcase. I even went with staff and they were asking, "Counsel, what is in that suitcase?" I told them, "This is a court file." And they were amused. I had to first open and show them that these are actually court files. And you can imagine flipping through all those papers. But again, with digital transformation, I believe we will have efficiency, and that's why we need to go. Unfortunately, again, even though we have some of these facilities already, the users, the people who are supposed to use these facilities, are not empowered enough, beginning with us, ourselves. you'll understand that even Professor Mchibi can tell you that even lawyers who have been there are struggling to use ICMIS. It's their clerks, it's their assistants, it's the LDC students who are doing clerkship who help. And once they are away, council cannot even upload a letter, simple letter to serve or to upload on ICMIS. So these are opportunities that we need to, take serious. And just like Robert said, allow me to recognize the presence of our worship Naigaga. We have her in our midst. Please. I can also brag that she's my OG. I also have important people as my OGs. But let me go now to the item that brought me here.
President, please officially launch these certificate courses, programs. I left it to you. I didn't do it.
All right. Now, at the back of the detailed explanation and the clear details given by the team from UTAMU, you heard when he said when you're registering and you produce your ULS ID, you're exempted from paying registration fees. That means you pass through the window. But again, it's very important. And other benefits, including, the subsidized payments, the subsidized fees when you pay early. And we also don't take that for granted. This juncture, allow me officially launch this program. The program's open. And let's once again clap for the professor. And I want to believe that by the end of today, by the time the team leaves here, we shall have many people have registered. Professor, I want to be the first applicant. I want to pay less. I don't want to pay more. And I'm sure I'm going to enroll. In fact, I prefer enrolling for both the two courses today so that I can have one at night and one during the flexibility. I need them. So thank you very much, and I hope every other member, those who are watching us online, I wish every member could follow suit because we need this. And thank you very much. Now, I'll straight away move on to the next item. On the 15th of August at Munyonyo, most of you who are there with us, we had our Digital Transformation Festival. That was on the 14th and the 15th. And some of the work you're seeing now is a result of that work. We said it's not stopping there. But during the festival, we felt, as the Radical New Bar, it is important to award or to recognize exceptional members, individuals, institutions who have, in the recent past, been so intentional in contributing to, this digital transformation, because most of them have done it out of their own initiative. Most of them have, taken initiative to have some of, very groundbreaking, life-changing, initiatives that people are using in this digital era. And we thought it does not make sense to not recognize them, not give them their flowers, because they deserve the flowers, since that is where we are headed. And among them, you saw the list, but we have several individuals, and the way they were selected was very, obvious. They have work that speaks for itself. You do not have to go and research, you don't even have to go and ask. The moment that person is mentioned or that institution is mentioned, you clearly see what they've done and the impact it is creating. And all we are doing is adding our voices, saying, this is the way to go. We must transform, we must go digital. And allow me first read this Digital Excellence Award, which is presented to Law Development Center, Department of Law Reporting, Research and Law Reform. That is LDC Legal Alerts. And this is in honor of your outstanding contribution to digital transformation and innovation by harnessing technology to profoundly inspire a deeper understanding of the law and legal system among Ugandans. And this was signed by Isaac K. Semakade, Senior Council President, Uganda Law Society. Allow me present this award to Professor Mchibi. Now, before I allow Professor to give an acceptance speech or say something, you heard when he was speaking here, Mr. Mchibi told you how he started by publishing journals. You know, members found it so hard to read because one person joked and said, if you want to hide anything from a Ugandan, you put it in writing. Now, as much as these, you know, publications are very important and are very important for us, especially in practice, you realize were not really, most members did not take time to read because they felt it's too much. Now, out of his ingenuity and the team, they felt now we still need to help members more. Let's reduce it into, you know, smaller, you know, like flyers. And almost every day we wake up to an LDC legal alert, very summarized. Decisions that were made yesterday, decisions that were uploaded on ICMIS last night. By today morning, you wake up and there is a summary, something that is easily, you know, appreciated in a very articulate manner. You can appreciate even before you go to the main authority. You get to understand the principle and you get to know what is happening in the jurisprudence. And they've done this, you know, in the past few months. It has improved, it has created efficiency, especially for researchers and for, I don't want to use the word lazy members of the bar, but again, it has created this kind of efficiency where you know where to begin from. It has simplified life for us. So we honor you and we thank you very much. You, Mr. Mchibi and the team at the LDC, please speak to the membership.
Thank you so much, Vice President and ULS, for this recognition. I must say, I joined this department in 2020, but I was already at LDC since 2014. When I joined the department, its major functions are three: law reporting, research and publication, and also law reform. I found lawyers having to move to the library to look for law reports, look for key authorities they want. It was really disturbing. Some had even no idea where to get the relevant authority they need. So I had to come up with this innovation. I said I should come up with LDC Legal Alerts to be alerting the profession on the evolving jurisprudence. And I had to make it very simple for them to appreciate and force them to read and like it. So I put it in a form of a digest, a small digest, where you have the principles all in that case as decided. When I started it, I didn't have any WhatsApp group. Everybody forced me to open up groups for consistency. So the first group we opened, it got full in less than 1 hour. Members had joined it. The following day we formed another group. It also got full. And the third group, it's also full. So we have like 3 groups, WhatsApp groups, having more than 3,000 members actively. And this constitutes senior members of the bar, judicial officers on all levels. And with the time, I started getting decisions directly from judicial officers to have them digested. I have a lot of pending requests for so many decisions to publish them under LDC Legal Alerts. So it is something that picked up very easily, fast, and should I spend 1 or 2 days without publishing, lawyers are in my inbox. You are no longer working, what is happening? So they are always looking for them. Secondly, I brought another innovation to cater for the vulnerable groups, those who have the visual impairment. So I started the audio legal alerts. The audio could only tell you the summary of the digest in English and Swahili. I had that. And the third innovation I was bringing, which is still challenging me, was to have them in audio, but indigenous languages. At least I was looking at 4 regions, the central, eastern, northern, and western, the common language spoken in those regions, such that they digest. Because one time when I had the one in Swahili, a journalist from CBS called me and said, we've had this decision. It was something to do, remember, that case of Ambayo Aserua concerning issues to do with the divorce, dissolution of marriage, property sharing, etc. They called me and said, we've listened to this case, it's very interesting. How do we get it all full in audio? But of course I had some limitations. So summarizing is that this is what we are doing to try to digitize everything. We digitize law reporting, we digitize case digest, and we also digitize knowledge creation such that it becomes easier. And to mention, today I moved with the Kaburungi Doroth. Our department, unfortunately, is not big as people think when they see what we are doing. Somebody told me, you must be having like 30 people in your department. Unfortunately, we are only 5. Doing all those 3 functions, only 5. But we are up on the task, and we appreciate Law Society for rewarding us. We thank the President and the Council for knowing what we are doing and recognizing it, and we gladly accept the award. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mchivi. You've had a team of 5 people who are assisting thousands of members. We are 6,000 members plus, and there are so many other people who benefit from that, including students. So it is for that ingenuity, for that initiative, and for that great work you're doing that we do honor you and we do recognize you. And we implore you to keep it up, even with the audio, and you know, come up with more ideas, because we believe that is where we're headed. It's the digital era. Now, also allow me invite Mr. Patrick Guchina from Legal Frameworks Uganda. Mr. Patrick, in honor of your outstanding contribution to digital transformation and innovation by harnessing technology to profoundly inspire a deeper understanding of the law and legal system among Ugandans, you're honored with this Digital Excellence Award, signed by Isaac K. Semakade, Senior Council President, Uganda Society. That was at Munyonyo on the 15th of August, 2025. We do honor you. And please, we do, in about 1 minute, please, you can speak to the...
Thank you very much. The Vice President, honorable members of the Uganda Law Society, and our distinguished guests, I salute you all. I'll try to be as brief as possible. First and foremost, I'm profoundly humbled for having been recognized. And I gained this idea because I'm a person who literally loves reading. And when I read these judgments, at times I ask myself, how can I be able to share this knowledge with other people? And I believe that what matters most in life is not the mere fact that we have lived or how much wealth we accumulate, but what contribution we can make to the society. And that's what has always kept me moving to share these ideas with our members. I would like to appreciate the Uganda Law Society, Mr. President Isaac Semakade, the Vice President, and also Professor Muchivi, because even before that, at least he was in the area before me, and he really did some good work, because even us, when we were still studying at the Law Development Center, we used to base on his work that he was doing. So I encourage all of us to embrace technology, because in the world we are living in, everything is going technological, and it's going to become difficult to live without embracing technology. Because even the clients that we have today, if you have to realize, most of them are more technological than we may be if we don't take interest in embracing technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Buchina. All right, and also allow me once again talk about my OG, Her Worship Winnie Naiga Gachobika. Now, while discussing the people who have been instrumental in the area of access to justice, in the use of technology to improve access to justice and efficiency, we realize there are some judicial officers who have always been placed in areas where you never see them a lot, especially those that have worked around JTI. And we usually call them the unsung heroes because of what they do from the background. And most people never notice because at that time you don't see them sitting in court, you don't see them taking pleas, releasing people on bail, but they are doing tremendous work. Now, Her Worship Winnie Naiga Gachobika headed ULI between 2019 and 2023, and she is the one who initiated the ULI Twitter handle, the X handle. Now, most of you have used ULI before, but right now, when you try to visit ULI, you see a lot of improvement. We've had engagement here before with His Worship Joel about ULI, Joel Wegoye, and we see the improvements that are being made. The weight has been simplified to enable research, to enable information sharing. And this work has been the sweat and toil of a few members who, have their own individual ingenuity that they apply. And Her Worship Winnie is one of those. During her time at ULI, right now she's at Insanji, but during her time at JTI with ULI, she did a lot of work to improve. At some point, some of us, other members who knew about ULI, had even stopped, using it because you'd find that there are cases, which were probably uploaded way back. There are appeals that have been made, they've not been updated, so you'd not even be sure. Sometimes even getting an authority would be a struggle. But because of this much, work put into the improvement, especially the establishment or starting up this the initiative of an X handle, which is a digital platform. Someone can easily access, these the decisions, the statutes, and the updated versions. And I can assure you, Your Worship, we didn't have you with us during the Tech Fest, but we had the ULI team present, and what we saw was presented is beautiful. But we know it is also at the back of it, and in the development of that, there's that work of sacrifice and hard work. So, Your Worship, I invite you to receive our Digital Excellence Award. As you may be aware, we have so many judicial officers in the country, but we did not honor all of them. It's just the exceptional ones. And Your Worship, you're exceptional. This is a Digital Excellence Award presented to Her Worship Winnie Naiga Gachobika in honor of your outstanding contribution to digital transformation and innovation by harnessing technology to profoundly inspire a deeper understanding of the law and legal system among Ugandans. And it is signed by President Isaac Chimazese Makade, President Uganda Society, on the 15th of August at Munyonyo. Allow me to present this award, Your Worship. Thank you. You can speak to us for a minute, Your Worship.
Thank you so much, ULS, for honoring me today. My name is Naigaga Winfred Chovika, and I'm a Chief Magistrate at Insanji. And Mr. Simwe, who is your president, is my OB. We went to law school together, and I was honored. I didn't vote for him because I'm not a member of ULS, but I gained support for him in my courtroom. I would ask everyone, who are you voting for vice president? Vote for Mr. Simwe. And everyone was like, oh, we didn't know we had magistrates who were interested in ULS. I would want to thank the judges and the organizers of the awarding event and for honoring me today. My name, I've already said my name, yeah. So I worked at ULI as the head of ULI from 2019 to 2023. I felt bittersweet when I was elevated to Chief Magistrate and they asked me to leave that deployment. However, I will not say that I did the work alone. I stand on the shoulders of very great men, that is Justice Egonde Ntende and Justice Chiliabwire, who found me suitable to head ULI for those 4 years when I was there. And also worked with very many judicial officers who are quite diverse. That is Dr. Gladys Nachibule, and then the late Marion Mangeni, her worship. During that time, I also had the honor to work with Professor now, Paul Muchivi, who I'm writing a book with currently, not on digital access to justice, but on criminal access to justice. But I had the honor to work with him to help equip our researchers on digital justice. I did a lot of work, many of the precedents there that you see, we did a lot of work on trying to make sure that, as Mr. Sim has said, to make sure that those that had been repealed, we track them. We did not delete them, we just tracked them. So if you look at a repealed law, you will realize there is a new law there. We tracked that, and we also tracked our appealed judgments. We did not remove them. Yes, there is bad law and good law. So we wanted you to know that this had been quashed by maybe an appellate court. And then also seeing the different, as a lawyer, we'll still give you that Zoom link or that Teams link for you to be able to support your client in court. That is all. I thank you once again for honoring me. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Your Worship, and you may be happy to know that all the individuals you've mentioned were honored, and we're lucky to have Honorable Justice Chiliabwire and Honorable Justice Egonde Ntende that day, receiving their awards physically. And when she talked about the e-filing and e-hearing, it reminded me of something I forgot. While I was going to court with the suitcase, the witness were going to cross-examine is based in Australia. And we had to proceed, online. I'm imagining if he had to keep traveling here all the time, the case is coming up. Every time he's coming, the case is coming up, he has to come to Uganda. It would be, of course, definitely costly and ineffective. Unfortunately, most of the times this case is adjourned. So you can imagine how it would feel. All right, thank you very much, Robert. Please come and take over from here. Let's clap for our awardees once again.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. I'm very honored to be speaking after you. We have LDC, we have ULI, we have UTAMU, and we have Uganda Law Society, bringing all of them together. So why not a hand clap for Uganda Law Society? Also because Uganda Law Society under the Radical New Bar commands a lot of following given our most recent elections. So we are so very pleased to be in the presence of the Uganda Law Society and would like to continue on that same note to recognize Mr. Muchibi, who has been a very, very central figure in very many of our lives, especially the lawyers of today. I want also to take the honor to identify myself with the Vice President, who is my OB. I hear we're bragging. It's not a joking subject. The Vice President is my OB, which makes also the Chief Magistrate, who has just been here, to be my OG. So please clap for me. I don't know. Thank you so much. Mr. Muchivi has been my teacher. He's on the high table. And Professor Barya allowed us to use the computer laboratories at the IT department when it was still at the start. That is around 2005, 2006. So please clap for me once again. We would like to move into the next program and agenda. We still want to pick up from the Tech Fest. The Tech Fest is not something that was going to be taken for granted. It's going to follow us for time immemorial. And in here in the house, we have another prize winner who was for Bang the Trip. You remember Bang the Benz? There was Bang the what? Bang the Trip. And Bang the Trip was a prize number 2 to be won for 2 to travel out of this country and enjoy the fruits of associating with the Radical New Bar, because the Radical New Bar speaks and acts. I would like to take the singular honor to present unto us the next agenda item, which is to deliver the goodies, in the words of the President, Semakade Isaac Chimaze, Senior Counsel, of what it means to be a prize winner. So we are going to present a passport and a travel package for Cape Town to Mr. Emmanuel Ilukor, who was the winner of the Tech Fest 2025, bang the prize for 2 by the D&E Tours and Travel Agency, who are also represented here by Miss Claire, who is in the house, and they are going to be in charge and taking very good care of our member who won that particular prize, who is also here. Would like to call the Vice President. You know, he's my OB, but he speaks more than me. So I'm going to try to call him back to take the honor to present that present and also hand him over to D&E Tours and Travel Agency that is going to take care of him on his journey to Cape Town and back, to make sure that he comes and gives another testimony of what it was before and after. Did he grow taller? Did he add some weight? Did he enjoy the goodies in Cape Town? And see how it will feel as a winner, like it has always been. The Radical New Bar associates with all of us as winners, and would like to re-invite the Vice President once again to offer these goodies to Mr. Emmanuel Ilukor. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Robert, for this. I'll invite our Treasurer, Governor. I call him Governor because he's managed to crash the ULS debt. We call him a debt crusher, to join me, since these are issues involving funds. All right, and thank you very much. I'll not say much. Our partner will speak much to it, but for me, it's really to once again congratulate David. We heard what he said last time, how he had given up on travel because of a few issues there, here and there. But like I said earlier, we promise we deliver. When the raffles ongoing, people are still asking questions, wondering, is it true these guys are lying? Will this man go? Now, David, this is your time to travel. This is your time to enjoy the trip. Please, you're welcome. We are ready to hand you the necessary documents for your trip. The goodies, like Robert calls them, and I will allow the team here to do that.
I think it's good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon, colleagues and protocol all observed. My name is Nasasra Claire, and I represent the D&E Tours and Travel Agency. Allow me to say a few words and thank the President, Isaac K. Somakade, Senior Counsel. The most perpendicular. Okay. I'm honored to present to Mr. Emmanuel Ilukor his passport. Okay, I'll present later after my speech. And the tentative travel package today. At D&E Tours and Travel, we prioritize your privacy, confidentiality, and convenience. We guide our customers who are most busy professionals through every step of the travel process, ensuring seamless experience. We are grateful to the most perpendicular president, my executive Kesemakade, and his radical Nuba Governing Council for entrusting us with the opportunity to be of service to the esteemed winner of the Bank the Trip promotion. In consultation with the TechFest chairman, in his absentia, I think he's not around, Mr. Tony Galandi, we have put together a modest travel plan that will be lasting memories from Cape Town for our esteemed winner, plus his one. Yeah. So beyond Cape Town, we are committed to serving you, esteemed members of the Uganda Law Society, for your upcoming events. We have upcoming events, and these include the International Bar Association, November 2nd to 7th, Toronto, Canada. I believe we have already assisted some members in securing the visas. They can live to testify as well. Another event, we have East African Law Society Annual Conference, November 26th, 29th, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, this year. Commonwealth Lawyers Conference 2027. You can start on the process now. Auckland, Australia. In conclusion, I would like to invite the winner to come pick his passport and the package. I need to show you the passport for confirmation. It's here. I don't know if you're able to see, but we managed to get it. I believe it's no longer drawn. Yeah. You can have them. In there is a travel plan, everything detailed. I cannot give it all here. Yeah, but he will read through, and in case of anything, you know how to reach me. Thank you so much. Thank you, the MC.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Radical New Bar Council, I think I would also want to congratulate you, Mr. Emmanuel, upon realizing your dream. The last time you were here, you noted that your dream has always been to fly and go to as many countries as possible. Of course, that is in line with the idea of the Radical New Bar. Of course, in my presentation, I'll try to bring it out clearly, where we are trying to ensure that we can open the boundaries to the advocates of the Uganda Law Society in as much as possible. We want to ensure that the advocates of the society can actually compete at a global level. So we believe that the opportunity that is available to you will not only help you as an individual, but it will also open doors for the society and the country at large. With those few words, I will congratulate you and wish you a wonderful trip.
Thank you, Mr. Governor, ULS. That's the big man in the house. He's also followed by his size. I don't know if the Vice President can say he's the governor, because we have a very big man there. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Mr. Emmanuel Ilukor. May God bless you on your trip. May you go and enjoy and live to testify about the Radical New Bar under Senior Counsel Isaac K. Semakade and the Governing Council. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for standing with us. We would like to encourage you to partake of the activities of the Uganda Law Society because they come with goodies. Are we together? Thank you so much. We have a video, a very short video that is playing, and that was TechFest. We shall conclude with the video that has been prepared by Council Muchivi, just for us to hear in and see what it takes to be a techie person. Thank you. It's really about what Mr. Muchevi was talking about, the legal alerts for those lawyers that might not have so much time to read through the journals and all the cases, just in summary, but also to summarize what digital tech is about in as far as practice for the lawyers is concerned. And for those who are also clients and users of court material, a summary can always be obtained through the different partners. If you had ULI, Uganda Law Society, UTAMU, and LDC. So we're running short of the volume. Is it?
Welcome to the Law Development Center Legal Alerts, your trusted source for the latest developments in the legal world. In Company Cause Number 5 of 2020, NC Bank Uganda Limited, the petitioner, filed a petition to wind up Jomei Property Consultants Limited, the respondent, under the Insolvency Act 2011, due to an outstanding debt owed by the respondent to the petition. Welcome to the Law Development Center Legal Alerts, your trusted source for the latest developments in the legal world.
All right, I think that's it. Is that clear? I know the members physically present and those that are online have understood the issue and would like to encourage you to make use. And remember, there have been certificates that have been launched here. This is for us to espouse ourselves with knowledge. UTAMU is offering a discount if you pay before 10th of September, at least a minimum of 500,000, then you get a discount of 200,000. Their first customer is the Vice President of the Uganda Law Society. I am very sure the governor might also follow suit because he's the money bags. And the staff that are here, please have lunch with the governor, and you never know what it will help you with. Please, please, and please, the lawyers, you're called upon to support the memorandum and also get equipped with digital skills. We're going to move to the next agenda item. When very fast, we're going to invite the treasurer of the Uganda Law Society, the governor, who is going to share with us a very special treasury update in as far as how we can make use of national, regional, and international affiliation programs that we dubbed Value for Your Money. And I'm not going to speak so much. I'm going to take the singular honor to invite the treasurer of the Uganda Law Society, Advocate Arthur Isiko, to take us through the next agenda item. Please embrace yourselves. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon once again. Good afternoon once again. Oh, I should greet you in the lawyers' way, where we say, may peace be with you. When I say may peace be with you, then you also reply by saying, and also be with you. So may peace be with you. Yes. Once again, my name is Isiko Arthur, the governor of Uganda Law Society. I'm here to give what we could call a special treasury update about the national, regional, and international affiliation programs, which I've termed as value for money. But before I would go into that update, I would like to thank our panelists. In particular, our winners, that is the Law Development Center, Mr. Gukina Patrick, Her Worship Winnie Naigaga, for causing a lot of transformations in the digital world. I must confess that during the tenure of the Vice Chancellor, by then, at Makerere University, I was in secondary, but I could also access the university library and by then the tech library, and I could also take use of the services of the library. And I believe many friends of mine use that advantage, and it helped us achieve the excellence we achieved at Bengo Senior School. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, thank you so much for that initiative. Of course, Mr. Muchibi, one of the most brilliant minds we have in the legal field, he has tried to make these legal issues as simple as possible, especially to the students. I believe not only advocates, but also the students have tried to take use of the updates that are given by Law Development Center. So we believe with the continued updates from Law Development Center, the legal world will be a good place to be. I will go to the issue that has brought me here today. That is the ULS institution membership subscription update. When I was congratulating my brother, Mr. Emmanuel, and when I normally talk to so many advocates, I always tell them that as advocates, we shouldn't be confined to the boundaries of Uganda. We should never look inwards. We should try to look as much as possible outwards to the regional communities that we have. And when I was having a discussion with him, I told him that any country of your choice that you might choose, whether Toronto, whether Cape Town, or any country that you partake to visit, ensure that you leave a footmark. Ensure that you get as much connections as possible, because that is the only way you will benefit from this travel. And that is why when we came in as the Radical New Bar, we found a history of laxity, especially at the society, where payments for national, regional, and international institutional subscription was taken lightly. In other words, paying for the East Africa Law Society, the Commonwealth Law Society, PALU, among many others, was something that was done, but we didn't have that objective that after the payment, how do the members benefit from such memberships of the society? There is the membership of the society, that is Uganda Law Society, in those institutions, for example, East Africa Law Society. But then there is also the individual membership, where a particular member pays a certain fee. So what I'm talking about is a situation where now the society, Uganda Law Society, is a member of a society. For example, the East Africa Law Society, we pay what we call institutional membership fee. So, Mr. Vice President, this is the report that I would want to read out, and I request that you allow me to read out this report as fast as possible for the benefit of our members and in the interest of time. So today I stand before you with a deep sense of pride and even a greater sense of responsibility. As the Uganda Law Society, we are not merely members of regional and international organizations. We are stakeholders in the global legal community. Through our subscriptions to LAPSNet, that is the Legal Aid Service Providers Network, PALU, the Pan-African Lawyers Union, ELS, the East Africa Law Society, CLA, the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, and the IBA, the International Bar Association. We have ensured Uganda has a seat at the table. But the vision is to ensure that the society not only occupies a seat, but it takes a lead at the table. As the Treasurer, I would wish to reaffirm the importance of our institutional subscriptions to regional and international legal bodies, and the immense benefits they bring to our society, to our members, and to Uganda as a whole. In the update that I shared on the 27th of August 2025, dated 27th of August 2025, it says the Uganda Law Society has settled the institutional membership subscription fees for all professional bodies to which its members are affiliated. And this is as shown below. Our subscription with the Legal Aid Service Providers Network, LAPSNet, that is, yes, I think it has been put on the screen. I believe the online viewers and the physical viewers can clearly see. As you can clearly see, we have ensured that the society is up to date with all those service providers. The LAPSNet is a national entity. East Africa Law Society is a regional entity. Pan-African Lawyers Union is also a regional entity. Commonwealth Lawyers Association is a national, it is an international entity, and the International Bar Association. As the Radical New Bar, we have ensured that our membership subscription fees are up to date with those organizations. ULS maintains subscription, like I've said, with all those entities above. LAPSNet in particular, the subscription with LAPSNet strengthens our collaboration with the national legal aid providers. LAPSNet, for those who may not have an idea, it is also a national legal aid providing institute. It gives out free legal services to the indigenous persons in this country. So that subscription will ensure that our lawyers contribute to shaping access to justice and also have joint advocacy and expand legal aid outreach to the vulnerable communities across Uganda. As you all know that in Uganda we have what we call a meeting of institutions that actually engage in providing legal services. So we believe that by the society ensuring that it is up to date with the subscription of that entity, we can always shape and influence policies at a national level. With the PALU, our membership position, through PALU, Uganda advocates will gain access to Africa in particular, especially when it comes to professional networks, litigation opportunities before regional courts, and also influence in advancing human rights, rule of law, and good governance across Africa. With East Africa Law Society, that is a regional umbrella of bar associations in East Africa. ELS provides Ugandan lawyers with the opportunity for cross-border practice, regional jurisprudential exchange, and among many others. This strengthens Uganda's role in regional integration and enhances our advocates' competitiveness in a liberalized legal market. In particular, with the ELS, I would like to inform the members, online and physical, that one of our own from the Kasese Bar, that is Advocate Confidence Bureau, has been nominated a presidential nominee for the upcoming ELS 30 conference that will be held in Addis Ababa. VP has been talking about the conference that is coming up in November, where the advocates in East Africa will be partaking in the annual East Africa Law Society Conference. It will be held in Addis Ababa. Just like we have our national annual law conference, the Uganda annual law conference, there's also that other conference for the East Africa Law Society. So Advocates Confidence Bureau has been nominated, and this will be an advocate that the society will ensure that we shall pay for all her travel expenses to ensure that she partakes in that conference in Addis Ababa. Like I've said, we are going to ensure that it is our goal that we ferry as much advocates as possible to these international and regional institutions. We want to ensure that the advocates in Uganda capture leadership so that they can influence policy at a regional and at an international level. There is also the Commonwealth Lawyers Association, that is CLA. Of course, Uganda is also ensuring that we connect on a global platform with the Commonwealth legal professionals, especially those that were colonized by the British. We believe that this membership in that institution will foster knowledge exchange, comparative learning, and leadership opportunities. You do realize that some of these colonial tendencies we talk about, where we say commuter proceedings, among many others, we are trying to benchmark as much as possible with these international societies, where we are capturing the latest trends. You do realize that much of these Commonwealth bar associations have actually ensured that in their countries these colonial tendencies are put away with. So we believe that when we are part of such an institution, we shall be able to influence and not only cause change at an international level, but also at a national level. And the Vice President will talk about the upcoming 26th Annual Commonwealth Law Conference, a conference that we intend to ensure that we can bring in Uganda. It is something the Vice President will talk much about. Lastly, the institution where ULS is a member is the International Bar Association. I think that is the apex. That is the apex of all institutions in the world. So we believe that as IBA, which is the world's leading international lawyers forum or network, will link Ugandan advocates to the best practices at an international level that will help engage or create comparative advocacy at its highest level. So above all, we believe that by investing, by ensuring that ULS is part of all those institutions I've talked about, it will create some sort of a buffet. In other words, advocates will be able to tap into so many opportunities. Yeah, these include, among many others, open visa access and facilitation to attend these international conferences. A lawyer might ask, why does the institution, why does ULS have to pay all that money to these international conferences, or I mean international institutions? But the advantage is that this helps us. It helps the lawyers within Uganda have access to free visas. When there are conferences, let's say in Toronto, like the American Bar that happened recently, it is easy for a member of the Uganda Law Society to apply and get a visa and partake into that conference. Ordinarily, that would be very hard because they would ask you questions, what are you going to do, among many others. So when Uganda Law Society subscribes to membership of such institutions, that is an opportunity to Uganda, to Ugandan lawyers to access, and of course there are so many business opportunities. I personally have benefited from some of these international connections, where you go and market yourself as a Ugandan lawyer. And when there are business opportunities that require a Ugandan lawyer, I can assure you are always the first person that will be called when that opportunity does knock the door. We have, of course, leadership opportunities. I always tell lawyers that take up these opportunities when you're still young and energetic. Our beloved Professor Baryamureeba is a perfect example. He has always volunteered, and lastly, I think previously he contested as a president of this country. Senior counsel Paul Mochivi is contesting for the position of Judicial Service Commission. So this opportunity also gives Ugandan lawyers an opportunity to take up leadership opportunities in these institutions, especially ELS in particular. We have a permanent seat for the president. Every president of the Uganda Law Society has a permanent seat at ELS. And of course, currently, as we speak, there is also a position for a young lawyer to partake into the leadership opportunities of ELS. The same with PALU. Yeah, there are so many opportunities. So once ULS is a member, this is an opportunity for so many Ugandan advocates to partake into the leadership opportunities. And of course, the professional connections. Like I've said, once you're out there, you will easily meet so many professionals from various areas, not only the legal field, but so many areas. And we believe that that will create an economic and legal impact onto the career of the advocate, but also on the legacy of the nation at large. So as the Treasurer, I believe we must pursue regional coordination with renewed vigor. Our colleagues across Africa and the Commonwealth must see ULS as a reliable partner, a convener of ideas and a hub of intellectual and professional collaboration. This will strengthen our collective voice on issues that matter most to the legal profession and the rule of law. You must also enable Ugandan advocates contest for the positions like I've earlier on noted above. Leadership does not wait to be given. It is, you have to seize the opportunity. No one is going to grant you the leadership opportunity wherever you are seated. You have to move out and seize those opportunities. And that is what I'm telling my brother Emmanuel, that when you go there, whatever chance you have, seize that opportunity. We believe that this will also give leverage to our membership to create connections, like I've earlier on noted. And also, lastly, our colleagues, we should dare and dream boldly. Uganda has already submitted a bid with our full support of Uganda Law Society for the 26th Annual Commonwealth Law Conference that will happen in 2029. This is not just a conference, it is a statement that Uganda is ready to be a global platform for legal discourse. Like I've said, that is an area that the Vice President will elaborate more about, but Uganda Law Society will remain steadfast in this mission to foster access to justice, uphold the rule of law, and place Uganda at the very center of global legal conversations. Together we will coordinate regionally, together we will empower advocates to lead, together we will host the Commonwealth lawyers in 2029. So members, that is my brief update about the ULS institutional membership subscription for the year 2025. Lastly, I would like to talk about something that I could consider very pertinent to myself. I know the society has already issued a statement about it, but I would like to take this opportunity as the Treasurer of the Uganda Law Society to talk about it and emphasize on it. And that is the issue of what I would call the probation or the probational judges. For those who may not have an idea, recently, I think a few years ago, around 2021, 2022, government came up with a policy where it now appoints judicial officers on an acting capacity. In other words, the judicial officer is appointed for 2 years. And once the 2 years lapse, there is judicial uncertainty. We don't know the fate of the decisions, of the actions of those judicial officers. Recently, the Daily Monitor aired out a report where more than 11 judicial officers, their contracts have expired. We believe that this is going to create judicial uncertainty. It is right law that if you have civil matters, there is a time limit. For example, if you have a contractual claim against someone, there is a specific period of time, 3 or 6 years, when you're supposed to bring up your claim. Land matters, 12 years when someone is supposed to bring up his claim. We do understand that the advocates, especially the law professor Dr. Kabumba Businje and Andrew Karamaji, brought up constitutional petitions, which they successfully won, in fact, in 2022, where the Constitutional Court upheld the decision that whatever was being done of appointing judicial officers on a probational or contractual basis was unconstitutional. The subsequent year in 2023, the Attorney General successfully got stay orders. That is around 6 months. 6 months after the judgment. And now it's coming to 3 years. And that matter at the Supreme Court has not yet been determined. Why I gave a chronological sequence of limits, that for a civil matter, you have a duration of time, 3 or 6 years. For land matters, you have a duration of maybe 12 years. Why don't we also have a duration when it comes to litigation that a matter shouldn't exceed a certain duration of time for a particular relief? Especially with such constitutional matters. We have had constitutional matters that are taking more than 10 years and judgment has not yet been delivered. Others take 5 years, others 3 years, meaning litigation can take as much years as possible, but when you have the cause of action, it is limited to a particular period of time. Why do we limit people's actions to 3, 6, 12 years, and we can't limit the litigation time? Why can't we limit a time for reliefs? Why does the society have to follow up applications for stay of decisions that were made in the High Court for more than 6 months? That is something that we are bringing out as a society, that there should be a time limit for reliefs to be achieved from courts of law. The same way the law says that if someone serves you with a plaint, within 15 days, you have to make a response, or within 10 days, you have to make a response, failure of which the matter will proceed ex parte. It's the same message you are telling the judiciary and the policy makers, that with also litigation there should be a time limit. And that is why we are seeing cases, for example, the case that affects the judicial officers. It's dragging for more than 3 years. Why? Because there is no limit. A judicial officer is at liberty to hear and determine the matter after 10 years. We do appreciate the DCJ for saying that judgment should be made in 6 months. But this has not been adhered to. This has not been followed. And in particular, our matter, where we are applying for stay proceedings in the Court of Appeal, I think it is more than that time, and we haven't received judgment. So this is a matter that we call upon the judiciary and parliament to fast track. Because now, like you all know, this has a bearing on the liberty, the democratic liberty of the advocates in Uganda, where the issue of the AGM has become a very big issue. It has become an elephant. Why? Because matters are filed and it takes forever for someone to get judgment, or get a ruling over the same. So I believe the forces that be have had. I intend to consult the Vice President and the Executive Council of Uganda Law Society on how we can table these issues to not only the CJ but also to the Parliament to ensure that at the end of the day, justice is seen to be done. Those are my remarks. I thank you so much for listening to me. May God bless you. Thank you.
A round of applause for the governor. That is Mane talking. He has given us a very good recap of how some of the monies are spent, the subscription monies that lawyers been able to pay. It's not all in vain. The opportunities to interact nationally, regionally, and internationally have been laid bare to us to listen and partake. Congratulations to Advocate Bira, who has been nominated to represent the ELS, and all expense paid. That is those are some of the benefits that we get from being a member of the ULS. And thank you so much for sharing your insights. And we pray that the Lord will bless you in your pursuit for both access to justice and the fast tracking of our predicament as the society with those cases that have not been heard. We are sure that the judiciary that also follows this program has heard us loud and clear, and we pray that the Lord will touch them as they handle these matters. Ladies and gentlemen, those physically present and online, we have come to the last bit of our agenda item. We know it's time fast spent. We would like to introduce us to the last item, which is to do with the Commonwealth Law Conference. Of course, this might be new to some of our ears, but just like you've heard, there used to be an annual law conference, which this time round, the Radical New Bar changed to the Digital Tech Fest. We also are aware that there is a Commonwealth Law Conference that brings together Commonwealth countries, and there is an event that hosts these countries every year, and this time round, the 26th Commonwealth Law Conference, which is a very significant event that brings together legal professionals from across the Commonwealth to discuss pressing legal issues, share their best experiences, and foster collaboration with other people. Is this time round supposed to be hosted, and countries are open to bidding to host this conference. It has earlier on been held in different countries, that is Melbourne in Australia, Zambia 2019, Nassau 2021, and this year round it was held in Malta. This year as well, the Uganda Convention Bureau in Uganda sought the support of the Uganda Law Society for Uganda's bid to host the 26th annual Commonwealth Law Conference in 2029 in Kampala. The ULS Governing Council, to that effect, confirmed its full support for the bid, and we believe that hosting the Commonwealth Law Conference in Kampala will yield significant benefits, including global visibility, economic impact, knowledge exchange, and legacy building. But just to help us break this down to solubility, we are joined by two very distinguished guests who have been in the house with us from the beginning of the function. They are perpendicular, they are doctrinal, and they want to help us to break this down into solubility. With us, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Mr. Henry Bukenya and Mr. Paul Mugabo from the Uganda Tourism Board, who are going to help us understand what this topic and issue is about for members to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin with this topic, we are also going to introduce some art pieces, some placards that are going to help to speak to what we are talking about. So we're going to welcome Mr. Paul Mugabo and Mr. Henry Bukenya to the fore to help us break this down, but we shall also invite the high table to take a group picture with what is going to be presented by the Uganda Law Society to help us understand what we're talking about. So Henry and Brian are going to help to come up with these. Before the speeches, we're going to invite the Vice President to receive the two guests who are going to help us speak about this discussion. So here we go with these pictures. You're going to come and stand just right here. We're going to invite the high table. We're going to invite the representative from the CEO who gave a speech earlier on, the head of professional development, and the high table. Please, you're requested to come forth, and we take this picture to launch this bid. Please. Thank you. Maybe you can stand, is it here or behind? Yeah, I'm going to hold it. No, first you'll stand behind. First give it to this gentleman. Yes? Yes, Doreen is going to be in the middle. The CEO's representation, Gwenny, myself. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. Doreen, first move behind. Let the treasurer hold it there. You'll hold it after. Okay. All right, is that it? Thank you so much. Brian, please come. Yeah, thank you so much from that picture moment. So, yes, Paul. Yeah, Mr. Paul will be welcome. He's going to be welcomed by the Vice President.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Robert. Without preempting this launch you've just made, allow me appreciate Uganda Tourism Board, and specifically our guests today, Mr. Henry Bukenya and Paul Mugabo. Let's clap for them. It's interesting how you can have individuals who are not even members of the bar sharing the same vision, similar vision with the members of the bar, and thinking of initiatives that benefit members of the bar. And this is what I find fascinating and very interesting. You may not be aware, but I had an interesting meeting with the two gentlemen on Monday, I think Monday. And much as Uganda Law Society, as the members of the bar, these are the opportunities we need to be looking out for. These are the opportunities we need to harness. It's been a challenge where we've not seen people take lead in pushing for them. Just at the beginning, I think the first quarter of the year, in March, April, I was in Malta with the president for the 24th Commonwealth Lawyers Conference. And that's when it hit me that, you know, we have all these members, lawyers from across the globe who meet in one particular place and do not only focus on sharing knowledge, understanding the dynamics, but also how the hosts benefit, the benefit it gives. It's immense. So when we got this, when we were contacted by the Uganda Tourism Board requesting us to support the bid for hosting the Commonwealth Law Conference of 2029, that is the 26th of the kind, we did not hesitate. We took it up seriously because of the benefits that I believe the team here is going to share. I don't want to preempt that because most of them are obvious. And for the members, you'll get to hear from the team from the Uganda Tourism Board. So we do appreciate, and we do, as the Governing Council and the bar, pledge our full support and full, complete involvement in this process. And as we launch this bid in this particular way, I want to assure you that the Commonwealth Lawyers Conference is coming to Uganda in 2029. I do believe it's going to happen. So please allow me to welcome the team, Paul and Henry, to take us through and make members appreciate and understand why Uganda chose to bid for this, why it is important for not only lawyers, but all the Ugandans generally. And I know our partner from the tour and travel company is very excited because the opportunity is there and so many other opportunities. Members, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Vice President. Protocol observed. First of all, I would like to appreciate this opportunity, standing here with the Uganda Law Society, because we have been chasing this opportunity for a very long time. For some context, Uganda Tourism Board attends different expos, yes? And me and my team, first of all, my colleague here, Henry Bukenya, he's in charge of business development. My name is Paul Mugabo. I'm in charge of sales with the Uganda Convention Bureau. The Uganda Convention Bureau is mainly responsible for facilitating and promoting business events in Uganda. For us, we call it MICE, the MICE industry. It's an acronym that stands for meetings, incentives, conferences, and events or exhibitions. Right now in our strategy, we are focusing more on conferences, and our major partners are associations and professional societies. First of all, how did we get this opportunity? Commonwealth. We traveled to Frankfurt. There's a trade show called IMEX. It's attended by everyone in the MICE industry. And we met a lady from the executive of the Commonwealth Law Association, and we pitched our idea. Why don't you bring the conference to Uganda? So we had a big team from private sector. So we presented our side. We asked members from the Hotel Association to also present their value offering. We also asked the members from the side service providers to also present their offering. And the lady was really, really impressed. She did not know there was an opportunity to bring a conference to East Africa, let alone Africa. So she asked us, please put in the bid. We believe you can actually get it. As they have mentioned, very few African countries have hosted it. I know South Africa has hosted it, Kenya has hosted it. But like the Vice President mentioned, ULS has 3,000 members, 6,000. Those are a lot. Those are a lot. And the brief says average attendance for this conference is 650. And I'm wondering, we might need a bigger venue for this thing. Yeah. So just a brief, we sit at the Uganda Tourism Board. Many of you who know, who do not know, Uganda Tourism Board, we are responsible for promoting Destination Uganda. Currently, our brand is Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. And our section, our unit, our department is only responsible for business events. So our team here, we work together with the associations. I know a lot of associations are registered, but very few are active. Very few are active. And under Henry's wing, he's responsible for growing this business. This involves training the associations to understand the value of the business events industry. He also trains the service providers. I know there are individuals in this room that have organized conferences without training, without any certification, and I commend you for that ability to do. But when you're attracting international delegates to Uganda, there is an expectation of quality. There's an expectation of standards. Yeah, where they're going to sleep, where they're going to have the conference, who are the service providers, do they know what production should look like, what the sound should look like, sound like, what the AV should be like. So that is also part of our responsibility. We train and certify these people. We have so far trained 2 groups of professional conference organizers. We have trained the associations twice, and we don't do it ourselves. We get consultants from South Africa. First of all, South Africa is ranked #1 in Africa for hosting the most association meetings, followed by our neighbor, our small neighbor, Rwanda, #2 in Africa. Last year, Uganda was ranked 6th. Of course, we have slowed down because our associations are not really that active, and they're also not hosting enough conferences. But we have a vibrant team now of service providers, conference organizers, hotels, venues, destination marketing companies. The Bureau itself, as you may not know, UTB also got more funding, so we are actually participating more in these conferences. That's why we mentioned to the Vice President that for this conference, if we need to fund it ourselves, we shall put in that effort, we shall budget for it. That's why you see it's 2029. It gives us enough time to plan for these big events. We normally have a budget, a small budget for an activity called site inspection. Yes, you will bid for the conference, but the executive committee of the Commonwealth Law Association has to come to Uganda and verify whether what you're saying is true. Do you have a conference center that can host all these delegates? Do you have all these rooms? Do you have all these service providers? Do you have the accessibility? Can people travel from America direct to Uganda? Can people travel from Europe direct to Uganda? Yes. How is the transport in Uganda? Road, domestic travel, all these things, are they readily available? Of course, for us, we know we do have them. We have good partners in Uganda Airlines. We have a very good partner in the Lufthansa Group, Brussels Airlines. They are really ready to jump on board once we win this bid for any incentives, any discounts, any provisions that we are looking to get. And I really appreciate the support from the Uganda Law Society, because they are our first partner as an association, as a professional society. They are our first partner. And when they jumped on board, we told them we're having a little bit of challenges with the ministry. And they said, no, don't worry. We have a direct line to the minister himself. And we're like, thank you so much. We have struggled with the ministry. We're also helping the ministry organize a conference. Maybe that's why they're busy, but we were wondering why they cannot see the value of this conference, because it affects their members, the members of the law sector, the profession, the body. And for me, when I actually had a call with the president himself, his energy was above, which was a lot. And it was, I think, he's among the few presidents that I've talked to, association presidents that I've talked to, that have this vigor for conferences, this vigor to attract people to Uganda, to showcase why we need to host. What is so unique about Uganda? What is so unique about the profession of lawyers? Yeah. And for us, we believe it's not just about attracting people to sleep in our nice hotels, to see our wildlife. No, we need to have a legacy. Once this conference comes, there has to be a long-term benefit to the members, to all the parties, even to the citizens. We know it will employ different people. People will eat very nice food. Culture experience will be had. People will see the city, see the wild animals. But we need to have a long-term benefit to the profession. The society, as we talked to the Vice President, we discussed that there has to be a long-term benefit to the society. Of course, this might not come around again, but once we have it, we need to milk it. These people need to understand, the delegates, the other lawyers within and internationally, they need to appreciate why Uganda can be the lead in the legal fraternity. They need to believe that we have a unique value offering from those who have already hosted it, South Africa, Kenya, Malta. I remember the president of the Commonwealth Lawyers Association visited Uganda last year. He was carrying out delegate boosting. Delegate boosting is when you visit different countries or you have different engagements with other members to attend a specific conference. So he had come and he met the deputy, I think the Chief Justice, and they had a conversation about the association and the conference. And I was wondering, if the president himself is coming to Uganda, why can't we bid for this conference? Because they know us, they know our members, they know many of our colleagues. We should bid for it. And I can assure you, for us, we know we are going to get it, because the potential venues we have spoken to are very excited. I can give you Serena, Munyonyo, Convention Center, Serena Speak Resort Convention Center. For them, it's one of their big businesses. Conferences and meetings, it's one of their big businesses. And when we approached them, they said, you guys, if you need our support, we shall go direct and shake these people and tell them we need to bid for this thing. So for me, briefly, this is what I wanted to share. As the Convention Bureau, we are in charge of business events. We support in bidding process. We support in site inspections. We also support when you're looking for venues. Many people have a problem with selecting a venue because they'll give you high fees, high rates. But we have a relationship with all the hotels. What I can say is UTB is in charge of licensing, inspecting, and grading all accommodation and conference facilities in the country. So we already have a relationship with them. In case you're having any issue, any challenge, please approach us. We shall meet them and we discuss your conference, your event. We also provide you with service providers, the qualified, the certified service providers. These include conference organizers, events organizers, destination marketing companies. All these play a very different role in this whole structure, and we shall help you identify them. We have an association called the Uganda Association for Conference Incentive Industry, and they are the body. When we write to them, we ask them to nominate some members for a conference. They'll give us the list. Even their members are always calling us, you guys, we need business. What's happening? You've trained us, you've certified us, we're not seeing the business. So, but for us, the good thing is we are members of International Conventions Congress Association, where every week we are getting a conference we have to bid for. We're also a member of the Union of International Associations, where we also get this business. And I appreciate that we have a member here who is part of the tourism business. Hopefully you can also work with her and the rest to really plan and also to identify packages for what the delegates can do in Uganda. I had a very long speech, but I know it's already late. Thank you so much to the president. I appreciate the energy. This has never been, I've never experienced this among the associations we've interacted with. My colleague here is we call him a rebel rouser in our unit. Yeah? He has the experience in conferences, in events. Maybe you can say a few words. Thank you so much.
Paul, that's beautiful. So I'm going to be very brief. Let's work together and bring this conference here. What I can assure you is we have the team that will support this. We have the professionals that will make sure this is well executed. and this destination and association will not stay at the same time. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you once again, Juan Henry. We are so glad to have you here. You know, when you speak from the perspective of the tourism, the business end, we've been also telling members the various benefits. They are not only economic, they are social, and they are also professional benefits for members. We believe we'll have global visibility, where Uganda really should position itself as a premier destination for international conferences, showcasing its rich culture, heritage, and modern infrastructure. We have the best people at doing that. It also has an economic impact where it will boost tourism, hospitality, and local business through influx of delegates from across the world, especially the Commonwealth. And also knowledge exchange, which is important for the members here, facilitating professional networking and collaboration among legal practitioners, fostering advancements in legal practice and policy. I think Treasury earlier hinted on the issue of policy and how we have transitions from different countries, what has happened over the years. We learn from each other, and it is through this kind of engagement that we can benefit from that, through sharing that knowledge. Then also legacy building. Here we'll be really building Uganda's reputation as a hub for intellectual discourse. You know, we need to be known for some good things, including regional leadership and in the legal fraternity, because I mean, as the Ugandan Society, we would also be hosts of an international conference of lawyers of such a magnitude. So it sells us out there, and in the end, it boosts business even for the members. Just a few days ago, we had a visit, I think, from Zambia, who is also a member and was telling us the reason he's here is to benchmark and see if there are law firms or lawyers they can work with, because now it's a global market. It's no longer the legal practice has gone beyond, it's beyond borders. That is the only way we can benefit. What other better way to sell ourselves? What other better way to sell Uganda and the legal profession generally? So we do appreciate you. We do thank you. And like we said earlier, like I did confirm, after considering this, we do believe hosting the Commonwealth Law Conference in Kampala will yield immense benefits, significant benefits, and we are fully in support of this. You had the energy, you've seen the energy. This is the launch, and I, on behalf of the President, do officially launch the process, the bidding process, where we do partner together with you, and this is an official launch. And like, as I conclude, let me again reaffirm this. The Commonwealth Law Conference of 2029, that's the 26th of its kind, shall be in Kampala, Uganda. Thank you very much. No, I don't have it. All right, thank you. Members, as I was earlier talking, you had Paul, you had Henry, and I also told you how we've gone through engagements, reaching out and discussing, and we actually, as the Ugandan Society, did endorse Uganda's bid to host the 26th Annual Commonwealth Law Conference, which we did share with the President's Commonwealth Lawyers Association, because we felt it was important to give it full support and endorsement. And this is the endorsement, as well as confirmation for support. And when we had a discussion with the team, part of the discussion was we can actually agree on the hosting. And I will say it again, we're excited as Uganda Society, together with the Tourism Board, to be the hosts of the Commonwealth conference, the 26th of its kind in Kampala, Uganda. So this is our, proof of endorsement and also confirmation that we are fully behind this. We mean what we are saying, and we are in full support of this bid, and we intend to take it seriously to ensure that we give it all the energy and all the support it requires, whether it's within the legal profession or other entities out there where our support might be required to ensure that we bring this home. And I want to believe we shall do that. Thank you very much.
Your cameraman. Adam. Yeah, this is the bid, the official bid. The letters were correspondences between the UTB and the Conference Bureau, and this is the official bid that we are having to take a picture of to show the now and then. We're very sure that what Mr. Paul and Henry have spoken about is going to come to fruition because we're the Pearl of Africa and there's no competition. You can't stop reggae when the Uganda Law Society and the Radical New Bar is speaking. So please take a picture. Check with the council members, and then Mr. Paul and Henry will also come and escort them, so they can give accountability to their bosses that they were here. They've been here with us from 11. Let's clap for them as they walk, because they're in charge of our bid, and we are entrusting them with the mandate as well and the support. So let's continue to pray for them and with them. Thank you so much once again. God bless you. And we pray for the Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, to host the Commonwealth Law Conference of 2029. God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause first for yourselves, and then finally for the high table and all those that have had a chance to speak to us, for the members that are physically present, for the members that are online, and those that are internationally joining us, because now we have also launched a bid to host an international event, and the Radical New Bar is very, very honored. We are so grateful. We have come to the last bit of the agenda item, having launched the bid. We would like to thank you all through the Governing Council, the Secretariat and staff of the Uganda Law Society for taking this ride with us from 11 a.m. to now. We are also welcoming you for a bite at lunchtime as it is, so that we can live energized and pray, continue praying for the Uganda Society, especially the Radical New Bar, under the able leadership by the most perpendicular President, Senior Counsel Isaac K. Semakade. God bless you until we meet again. Thank you so much. The city